Hi everyone, welcome to English Help Desk. I'm William.
And I am Daniel.
English Help Desk is a weekly series of lessons to help English language learners with grammar and other topics.
Today we will ask the question, how often do you call your mother?
If you remember in Lesson 1, we talked about simple present. Today we will learn about adverbs of frequency. These tell us how often we do something with the simple present.
There are many adverbs of frequency. Always, usually, normally, generally, often, frequently, sometimes, occasionally, seldom, hardly ever, rarely, never.
Okay, that's enough. All right, it's really too many to learn. So we're going to try to keep it simple. Always, usually, sometimes, rarely, never.
Always, usually, sometimes, rarely, never.
Just remember always, usually, sometimes, rarely, never, and you will know enough. The others you can study if you are interested, but for speaking, this is pretty good.
Always means 100% of the time. I always sleep all day on the weekends. That's all I do on the weekend, and it never changes. Usually means about 75 to 99% of the time. Something that we do unless something stops it from happening. I usually eat breakfast before work.
Yeah. Sometimes means about 25 to 74% of the time. I sometimes eat out with friends. Rarely means about 5 to 24% of the time. I rarely go to Seoul. Never means 0 to 4% of the time. Never is special because sometimes it means 0% and sometimes it means a really small amount of time.
So, let's hear a few examples.
Okay. I usually meet my friends on the weekends. Daniel always sleeps all day on the weekends. Students sometimes study at the library. Cats rarely like their stomach touched. Students never study English during summer vacation.
We can also use how often to find out how often someone does something.
Yeah, so I can ask, how often do you brush your teeth? How often do you go to the club? How often do you meet your friends? How often do you study English?
Exactly. Finally, there is one more thing. We don't always have to use adverbs of frequency to talk about how often we do something. We can also use every and once-a, twice-a, 3 times-a, etc. We can use adverbs of frequency with these if we want, but it's not necessary.
Exactly. I study Korean every day. I usually visit my grandma and grandpa 3 times a year. I brush my teeth twice a day. I see a movie once a month.
Great! So, now we can ask the question. How often do you call your mother? How often do you call your mother, William?
Actually, I rarely call my mother. I usually talk to her on Facebook. You know, it's easier than planning a time to chat. How about you?
That's not good, William. I call my mother every week on Skype. But let's hear some answers from some other people.
Like you.
I never call my mother because right now I'm living with my family. That's all.
I live by myself and I call my family twice a week.
Oh, I sometimes call my mother. I think she would like it if I always call her.
I usually call my mother about once a week. I try to Skype with her every week.
I call my mother once a day.
I usually call my mom twice a month.
I rarely call my mother.
Remember to like our page, 영남대학교 외국어교육 1 YUFLI. You can find it at facebook.com/YoungNamEnglish or search the name in the search bar. This way you will see every new video that pops up, as well as you know about any other news or events happening.
Also, comment on the video answering, how often do you call your mother?
Hopefully you call your mother more often than I do. Make sure to check out the worksheet that comes with the video as well. And happy English!
Happy English. See
Bye.
you next week. Bye bye.